explorers! Like and subscribe. Let's spark your curiosity.
Every kid who ever played with a toy T-Rex has had the same thought. What if we actually brought them back? What if you could walk outside and see a massive, breathing apex predator standing in your own backyard? The fantasy usually stops at the gates of a controlled theme park, but in reality, there is no way to contain an entire era. Bringing these animals back means forcing two vastly different stages of Earth's history to share the same space at the same time. Modern ecosystems are the result of 65 million years of fine-tuning. If you drop a prehistoric apex species into a modern forest, the local plants and animals have no evolutionary history and no natural defenses to help them survive the encounter. This creates a direct conflict. We would have access to the most significant scientific discoveries in human history, but we would also be living alongside a constant physical threat to our safety. The moment a dinosaur steps into the 21st century, the biological experiment ends and a massive, unavoidable logistical crisis begins. The scientific payoff would be immediate. Biologists could finally observe how these animals actually functioned in the wild, settling long-standing debates about how they hunted, how they communicated, and how they cared for their young. Living DNA provides data fossils can't. This phylogenetic tree connects the dots between ancient saurians and modern birds, revealing how evolution shaped life. Furthermore, these sequences reveal mechanisms resisting prehistoric pathogens, providing blueprints for human disease resistance absent in mammals. Combining these physical observations with a complete genetic profile would represent a massive leap in human knowledge. We would gain a century's worth of progress in biology and medicine in a single generation. But gaining that knowledge requires us to maintain these animals in a world that is no longer built to support them. In the wild, dinosaurs are massive biological machines, driven by relentless hunger and territorial instincts. They require thousands of pounds of food and hundreds of gallons of water every single day. This flowchart illustrates aggressive competition. A massive prehistoric herbivore consumes primary food sources so quickly it starves out native species. As this chart shows, a triceratops requires 10 times the daily caloric and water intake of a modern elephant, draining local water tables. This consumption triggers a total collapse of the local ecosystem. As native herbivores die off, the predators that rely on them follow, leading to a rapid wave of local extinctions. Prehistoric life doesn't integrate into the modern world, it overwrites it. The existing natural order cannot survive the presence of these giants. To prevent total ecological collapse, governments would have to seize and set aside massive tracts of land. These reserves would need to be large enough to sustain the enormous dietary needs of wandering herbivores. Managing herbivores is a matter of land, but managing a Tyrannosaurus rex is a matter of security. This alone would require heavily militarized containment zones built to withstand the force of a multi-ton apex predator. Any city located near these habitats would have to undergo a massive reconstruction. This involves the installation of reinforced, heavy-duty perimeter walls and sensors integrated directly into the city's grid. Human safety would also rely on specialized rapid response teams. These units would need to be stationed 24/7, equipped with the heavy equipment necessary to contain a prehistoric breach before it reaches a population center. In this reality, daily life is no longer a passive experience. It is a constant militarized effort to keep two different eras from destroying one another. This is the central conflict. We cannot have the medical and scientific breakthroughs without also accepting a permanent state of danger. It forces us to ask a difficult question about human capability. Can we actually manage a species that the natural world phased out millions of years ago? If dinosaurs returned, humanity would lose its status as the undisputed master of the planet. We would be sharing the Earth with a force we cannot fully predict or control. Survival would mean living in a state of forced coexistence, where every aspect of our lives is designed around the presence of prehistoric predators. Resurrecting dinosaurs does more than advance our science. It changes our relationship with nature, permanently reordering our place in the global hierarchy.